Thank you very much, everybody, for popping in. Hi, Scott. Nice to
Hi.
see you. Hi, Trenton.
Good morning.
And everybody else who's not on video. But I'd like to introduce Olena, and I'm not going to pretend that I can pronounce her last name. She is from Unicheck, and Unicheck is an anti-plagiarism software. And so I'm just going to turn it over to you, Olena.
Great, thank you so much, Kat, for the intro. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me to the demo. It's a very big pleasure to showcase and tell more about the Unicheck company and its integration into Canvas. So if you don't mind, I would like to start, as it was requested, from the little bit background about the Unicheck company itself. So we are on the market for the last 5 years. We were previously known as NPLAC, and we have rebranded the name in 2016. So, we're very innovative plagiarism checker because we've done a lot for the last 5 years. For instance, the native integration with Canvas is integration. So this kind of integration was created by Unicheck and Canvas teams. We're, by the way, the alliance partner with Canvas, and all of the updates which they release, like the grading, which is on beta right now, blueprint, etc. It's all support on the Unicheck side as well, because again, our teams are working very closely, and they have the meetings once in 2 or 3 weeks every time they have a new release coming. So also, I'd like to tell you more about what customers already signed to Unicheck. So the first is we're very proud of this customer. It's WGU, which is I'm sure that you know who it is, and they have signed up with Unicheck just recently, like half a year ago. What they like about the Unicheck is we are very flexible in terms of technologies. So in case our customers require something to be implemented into the product, we do discuss it and we do implement it. I mean, again, the native integration with Canvas, it was the request from our mutual customers. So that's also make us apart from Turnitin, because we do not just provide a business, which is plagiarism detection. We really want to improve the academic integrity all over the world. And the idea, it was started here in Ukraine. And in Ukraine, we have a big problem with cheating, with contract cheating, and a lot of stuff. A lot of our universities, they lose their accreditation because they from the universities, they did not submit their diplomas or paperwork, an original one. And we just decide to let's create something that will help teachers to spot potential plagiarism, cheating attempt, etc., and will allow students to be more original with their papers. I see you have a question about a safe assign. We also we are very competitive in terms of technology and in terms of what we search with Safe Assign, because Safe Assign is just a built-in tool to the platform, and it does not allow a lot of functionalities. I mean, their plagiarism report is not that intuitive, it's not that comprehensive, and their search options are pretty limited. I mean, our main competitor is Turnitin, of course, but Turnitin does not provide with the full support. It is important because we serve a lot of students, a lot of teachers every day, a lot of administrators, and if anyone has any question, they can just go ahead and reach support team in online chat or over the phone, over the email, or in the contact us form, for instance. It's important because especially when it comes to very high volumes periods of times, like at the end of the semesters, at the finals, and teachers receive them some maybe issues, or they just have some very urgent questions. So it is all covered by Unicheck, and our support, by the way, is SLA based. So you will not receive the answer later than 1 hour after your email request and a couple of minutes in chat or over the phone. At this time, our support is 24/5, but it's going to be 24/7, like in a couple of weeks. So what else is important about Unicheck? So we have implemented online web search. What it means? So for instance, when Turnitin is checking papers against internet, they do check it against some kind of like the web archive, which is updated every 24 or 48 hours. What Unicheck does, we do online web search. In the real time, we like searching for similarities with open access internet sources. And for instance, first, if the article is posted like an hour or half an hour ago, we're going to spot the similarity and show you the result and source in your plagiarism report. On the other hand, it's a huge issue to to prove to the student that there was a cheating, or you should resubmit the paperwork because it's a lot, like it has something and you don't have a specific source, for instance. So you just see that the program is saying that it was copied from somewhere, but unfortunately teachers, they don't see the source. So with Unicheck, you won't get this kind of problem because we do provide all of the sources to the similarity sources we found similarity with. And of course, if we're talking about the internet, the links to the sources are never broken. So you can visit the website, you can visit the link, and you can show the student the proof that, come on, this is the part we copied from. So that's basically that's the basic information about the Unicheck. So do you guys have any questions so far? Oh, okay. So we have a question in the chat about accessibility. So we're fully compliant with VPAT 2.3, which is the latest version. So yeah, it's totally accessible. If you don't have any other questions for now, I'd like to share my screen and show you how Unicheck works in Canvas. Would you like? Okay, let me go ahead and share it. So here's my test production Canvas instance. Unicheck is integrated into environments of Canvas, but based on the environment that you use, I mean production or open source or beta or test environment, you'll be able to use one or two integrations of Unicheck in Canvas. So I would like to show you the most requested, most desirable integration, which is native integration. With native integration, why it's called native? Because we use Unicheck as a Canvas feature. So when you're using Unicheck as a Canvas feature, you can, of course, use every other options which Canvas provides. The other thing that makes us different from Turnitin, we're staying focused only on the plagiarism checker. We are now working on a solution to spot contract plagiarism, so we're going to implement authorship verification soon. Also, we're going to implement, I think in the May or in the beginning of June, some of other anti-cheating technologies implemented in the report. Also, we're going to improve citation and reference tool, but in other words, we're staying focused only on the plagiarism checker, because all of the other things, I mean the comments and etc., it's all implemented in the learning management systems. So you do not need to overpay for duplicated functions, if you know what I mean. So the Unicheck report with native integration with Canvas can be accessed from grades. Let me open the grades. By the way, everybody can see my screen well? Perfect.
Yes, just fine.
Great. So in grades, you can see the usual grade book with the student names and with some grades with these assignments. And when you see the flagged, color flagged icon, it means that Unicheck report was generated. The color depends on the percentage of similarity. In case it's red, the similarity is pretty high. In case it's green or blue, the similarity is low. So it helps you to navigate through a lot of paperwork of the students. However, I mentioned it on the previous demo, but I would like to tell it once again. one of the suggestions about accessibility that was suggested by DevRai, they have suggested to add a similarity percent together with color to make it more accessible for everybody. And as it's Canvas feature, so we already contacted Canvas and they go into release and going to improve the gradebook and add plagiarism score together with the color icons. So in order to access the report, you just click on this icon and you see the similarity report and another icon in here in the same row as you have the student paper name. So if you want to access the Unicheck report, just click it once again and it will be open and shown in the new window. But let me close this one and open the report from the SpeedGrader. So a lot of course, like most of Canvas users, they use SpeedGrader to annotate student paper, to put some comments on there, etc., to add some video materials or other. So you can still use it together with Unicheck, and beside that, you can use like rubrics to grade student papers. You can use peer reviews, and you can use group assignments, which is also native functions of Canvas assignment. So let me go ahead and show you how to enable Unicheck in Canvas. So when you create the assignment, you see the same window. So you put some name for the assignment, description, you choose the points, assignment group display grade as, and after that, in the submission type, in order to use native integration with Canvas, you should choose online. And with online, you can choose both text entry, file uploads, or either of them. So let me leave it as a file uploads. And when you click on the file uploads, plagiarism review window will appear. And from this window, from this drop-down menu, just choose Unicheck. And here you should also adjust some basic settings for every assignment. So there are a lot of settings which can be adjusted on the global level, on the root level in Unicheck account, but every professor instructor who is working with Unicheck and Canvas can adjust some of the settings specifically according to your requirements. So you can add or exclude the submissions to institutional library. So what it means, institutional library, it's your own private database of the submissions that were checked by Unicheck already. So important thing that we do not cross-check libraries of our customers because a lot of our customers, they have very strict security policies, and we do not cross-check libraries by default. However, if you'd like, we can you can request cross-checking libraries with our with other Unicheck customers, and we also have a lot of customers from California coming, and we can arrange the library on the consortium level. Other thing that you can exclude or include quotes and references in the similarity report. So we do detect quotes as correctly cited materials and we do detect 5 main formats of quotes. It's MLA, APA, Chicago, Turabian, and Harvard. And we also detect references by the stop words. So you can exclude or include the percentage of quotes and references in the similarity report. Then you can adjust sensitivity of search. So you can automatically omit some sources that contain, for instance, 10 or less words in the source. So it will be automatically cut in the report. However, we will show you all of those automatically cut sources in the report. Then you can do it by by the percentage. So you can put some percent, like 4. In this case, we will automatically cut every source that contains 4 or less percent of the similar material. The last option in the plagiarism checker is whether you want to show or hide similarity reports to the students. So you can show the similarity reports immediately after the assignment is graded, after the due date, or you put never. So again, it's according to every instructor who's working in Canvas how to adjust the settings. And again, groups assignments and the peer reviews, they're still available on this stage, and you're welcome to use them. But let me cancel it because I have already created the assignment. So now let's open the SpeedGrader. By this time, do you have any questions so far? No. Okay. Great. So let me continue. When you're working with Unicheck report, it's very simple. When you actually evaluate the student paper, it's simple to use Unicheck and Canvas in the same time. So you open the SpeedGrader. On the top right, you can see the colored icon. It's clickable. When you click on it, it opens Unicheck similarity report. So at the same time you work with the student paper and the SpeedGrader in the one tab, you can use annotation tools like native annotation tool of Canvas and like add something, use rubrics. And also on the side, like on the new tab, you can see similarity report of Unicheck, which was generated. So let's talk more now about the most important, which is the similarity report. So, I see there is the question in chat. I see there are a couple of the questions, right? Okay. I'm not sure. Can teachers submit sources? What do you mean by sources? Or you mean can teachers submit on behalf of the student?
No. So what I'm asking is, say there's an article or I have a sample paper that I'm using, I want to make sure they're not copying it, but it's maybe like not on the web or it's in a database and I have permission to use it for my class. Can I submit it to make sure that they're not copying it? Because it's not like readily available on the internet.
Well, you can submit it, yes, but when you submit it, we index it to your private library, and if some of the student uses this article, we will show you the match with the library. Is
okay.
What you were asking, right?
Okay, right, or it would show a match to me if I submitted it as like as myself.
Well, in any case, when when students they first submitted file, this file it's like original file. It would be original to the system because it's the first file, and all of the other submissions on this on the consortium on the level of your institution, they will be checked with this file, and it will show similarity with this file.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thanks for the question. Yeah, so if you have any other questions, just go ahead and type it in the chat. It would be easier to answer them in bulk. So this is the Unicheck report. It consists of a couple of the parts. So the main, of course, is the student paper. Yes, it has unicorn in that. So the student paper, we do remain original style and format of the student papers because, well, it helps, again, it helps instructors when they evaluate the work and they work together with the SpeedGrader. So it's helped them to navigate through the works in SpeedGrader and Unicheck. However, if you want to see a specific text which was applied to this paperwork, you can just click on the plain text view on the bottom in here, or you can also do it in the options in view. And here you can see it's enabled the plain text, and you can see the actual text which was applied to the paperwork. So it's all available. Let me switch back to the normal view. So on my left, I can see the mini-map. Mini-map consists of every line corresponds to the page in the student paper, and it helps you to navigate and actually to see the distribution of matches, code, references, in the paper. If you want, let's say, go to the third page, you just click on the third line, and it refers you to the third page. If you want to do it on with the fourth page, you can do it the same. On the bottom left, there is the legend, which helps everybody, especially new to the Unicheck, to understand what each color means. So the yellow or orange, it corresponds for similarity, for matched material. So when you see the yellow, there is the match found with library or with the internet. Blue color corresponds for the votes, so everything highlighted in blue is correctly cited material. The purple corresponds for the reference part, and the red corresponds for the replacement. So replacement is the one of the most like popular cheating attempts because it's very easy to cheat the system like this. So when students, for instance, working with French paper on the French language, and they want to cheat the system, and they substitute like OA's eyes from Spanish, for instance. And for the machines, this text is not readable because it has different encodings in characters. But for Unicheck, we do detect this kind of replacement. I have this in my here it is. So you see some of the letters, they are highlighted in red. It means that student tried cheating, and we did detect this kind of cheating. Moreover, we're taking the formatting and encoding off of this text. We make it like Unicode, and then we convert it to the plain text and search for similarity. So in my case, I have like substituted some characters to trick the system, but system detected it was the similar text, and moreover, it found similarity with the source in here. So in order to see specific source, like if you want to see where this part came from, we just click on highlighted area, and we refer you to the specific source. In my case, there are a couple of the sources. At Unicheck, we do group sources, so every group consists of parent source and children sources. So everything from the child source is contained in the parent source. So with the source, you can view it. It will open the original website, or you can compare. It's our new kind of new feature, which is side-by-side comparison. When you click on compare, we're just loading the website content in the Unicheck interface. And you see now we do highlight the area from the source and the matched area in the paperwork with the student. So it's very easy to evaluate and to check student papers. So if I scroll down and just see more parts on the source. So very, very easy to use. However, if you think that the source, it's not it should be not included into the similarity score, you can just click on it, and you can exclude the source from similarity. And you can then exclude the group of sources, so this parent source and every small, or you can exclude it one by one. So it's up to you. And when we exclude the group, for instance, and you see the report is dynamic in terms of recalculation. So we do recalculate the report in a couple of seconds, and now you see the score has changed from 47 to 44. By the way, the Unicheck is the fastest solution on the market in terms of providing similarity reports, in terms of processing papers. So we receive reports and we process paper in about 20 seconds per one page. So when students submit the paperwork, it will be processed within a couple of minutes or less than a minute, and the report will be available in Canvas. Also, we do have auto-scalable solution, and we're moving to Amazon AWS in North Virginia this July to provide even higher uptime that we have now. So the current uptime is 99.9%. So it gives you a lot of about 8 hours of downtime a year. This downtime is mostly scheduled maintenance, which is performed in very inactive hours, like on Saturdays or Sundays at 4 a.m. EST or something. We always prepare and contact our customers and potential customers prior to downtime. And now we want to provide 99.95% of uptime. It will be possible with AWS. And thanks for our auto-scalable solution, our customers never receive huge delay in the high volume periods times. So when you have a finals and you need to receive the report, instructors, they won't receive delay longer than 15 minutes. I know that with SafeAssign and with the Turnitin, there were some issues, especially in the high periods time. So with Unicheck, you will never receive huge delays. Okay, let's move on and continue. I'd like to pay attention on my side panel. So it consists of first matches. It shows you the similarity score of this paperwork. It shows the sources, all sources, like internet sources and library sources. There is no library sources because I have excluded a lot of library sources from my report because I have submitting this file like a lot of times. So let's go to the exclusion, and under the exclusion tab, you will see everything that was excluded by you or automatically excluded from the similarity report. So in my case, there is no automatically excluded material, but there is the exclusion, the group that I have excluded. This group is the other paperworks that I've submitted previously. If I want to include it back, I can do it at any period of time. So in case instructor unintentionally excludes some material or group of materials, it can be included back. So if I include it back, I just give it a couple of seconds, and you see now I have the report, which is almost 100%. I mean, obviously, again, because I'm submitting this kind of file. Now, however, also I'd like to pay attention that the number is not 100. Because we have excluded references and citation from the similarity report. If we do include it back, of course, the number would be 100. But let me exclude the group back, just to show how it usually looks like. We do care about the security and privacy of our customers. So we have developed the solution which warn you about possibly prohibited content on the website or about phishing or viruses on the site. So when you see this kind of thing, which is sensitive content in my case, also we do provide with malicious website warning. You better not visit this source. You better visit another source because like menshealth.com contains very prohibited information, and you just better not visit that. So you just choose another source to visit. And well, in my case, it's just one source in the group of sources, so that's fine. Okay, so let's move on to the quotes. In the quotes tab, I can see like the reference part and the quotes tab. Oh, just a second, let me refresh the page. Okay. It's not showing me the quotes and references, maybe because the report was generated a long time ago. But in any case, when the new submissions are coming, you can see like the old quotes which are in the report and the references. And you can also omit quotes one by one if you think that the work or like cited material was not the citation. It was just a cheating attempt to reduce similarity score. So you will be able to exclude quotes one by one or in bulk. Let's talk about the options that we have. So in the options, again, you can exclude quotes and references in bulk after the report are generated. Also, you can adjust sensitivity of search after the reports are generated, and we will recalculate all of the reports right after. In download menu, you can download PDF report and you can download the original file. Where the PDF reports of Unicheck, they're customizable, so you can add your logo on the report, and the PDF report will contain all of the information, like all of the paperwork of the student, all of these sources it has, and also it contains comments if you leave some comments in Unicheck interface. So in the paper detail, you can see all of the details about the paper. File IDs and check IDs, they are very important when you have some technical issues or technical question or any question about report from the support from Unicheck. So just copy and paste file IDs and check IDs and send it to Unicheck together with the question. It will help us to accelerate the investigation with our QA team. Then you can see the file size and the exact file format, the username ID, the user ID in the Canvas system, user email address, agreement, and some course detail. Note that we also show you the check date and submission date. So the check date is when report was generated and provided in the Canvas. And the submission date is like the specific date and time when it was actually submitted. And you can see there is just a minute difference. So the report was generated within a minute. Okay, so let's talk more about the bottom menu. So in the bottom, I can see the word count. So we have also added the word count in the system. It was not available on the previous version of the report. Then you can navigation tab, which shows you which page you're working on out of the total number of pages. The plain text view that we already clicked, and you can in here you can also click on the paper details and see the paper details, and zoom out, zoom in from the bottom menu. In the view option, you can also hide or show minimap and side panel. So it's pretty cool. And zoom in, zoom out options also are available in the view. If you have a lot of Spanish speakers, you can change the language of the Unicheck interface to Spanish to help them. The last three options is the options of the Unicheck. So when you click on the Get in Touch, you're referring to the Unicheck Contact Us page. And you can leave your contact details and submit the form to be contacted back. Also, we have the quick start tutorial and guide material. If you have some questions, or if you want to know more about the Unicheck report, just click on guides and we will refer you to the Unicheck Help Center. So guys, what questions do you have so far about the report and about everything of Unicheck? Oh, I see the question in chat. Okay. Just give me a second. Oh, okay. First, I see the question about the student resubmission. I will log in as a student. I will use this feature of sub-account of Canvas and show you just a couple of minutes. And the other discussion has moved a little too fast. Okay, matches, of course. So matches, it's the total count of all of the matched material, all of the percentage we found similarities with. So the total percentage of 44.4% of the student paper, it's matched material with internet or with a library. So every source, it shows a specific similarity score, a specific percent of matched material with the student paper. So it means 9% and like 9.75% of this material on the source of student paper is contained on this source. Maybe I'm confusing you, but the matches is just the total counts that shows how many unoriginal material in the student paper. But it's, we're not the police, so we do not tell you that it's just 44% and not more or not less. So as an instructor, you should just evaluate the student paper and see what actually matches are coming from to understand whether it was cheating or maybe not. So we just help teachers to evaluate. Okay. Okay, yeah, it can be references, it quotes. So in case it's quote or reference, you can exclude it from similarity report, exclude it from similarity score. So resubmission, do you mean students resubmission? Okay, so let me actually play around with the exclusion option just to put my point. So when I include references and quotes in the similarity report, it changes, and the quotes and references part, it's added to the similarity score, the total similarity score. Students see the match and then submit. Okay, but when students submitting the file, they don't see the report. That's for sure. They can see the report only if instructors allow them to see the report. And by the way, Unicheck provides with self-exclusion option. self-plagiarism exclusion option. So you can adjust the settings on the account level. And after that, all of the paperwork of the students, of the same student with the same ID within a course will be excluded. So it's going to be enabled on the admin level. Okay. Yes, in my case, there is just a 6% matched material. Let me include it back. Okay. So in quotes, it shows all of, oh, it's showing the quotes now. So in quotes, you can see all of the quotes, all of the correctly cited material, and all of the reference, which are in the student paper. So the matches, like the, that's not there. So the quoted material, the total quotes is 6.13%. And you can exclude it or include it back to the report, to the similarity score as required. And so the self-exclusion, yeah, no, we do have this option to self-plagiarism exclusion from the same student with the same course. However, if he's taking different courses and submitting similar files, we're not going to exclude the plagiarism. So we're going to show it for everyone. Let me actually log in as a student, because that's the very interesting part. Okay.
Elena,
yeah, sure.
So there is a question about who owns the IP of a student's submitted paper that is submitted to Unicheck.
The IP, you mean like the IP, like the Internet Protocol?
Yes.
Intellectual property, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, intellectual property.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get it right. Okay, so yeah, the intellectual property of all of the papers within your institution that are submitted to Unicheck assignments, it's not Unicheck property. I mean, it's never going to be Unicheck property, so it stays your property or your student's property according to your like your policies on your side. So we do not own data, and we never share the data with any other third party or any other customer. So it's your private data, which is not shared. We have another question. No, there are no users agreements. I mean, in order to use Unicheck in Canvas, no students or teachers or instructors account outside of Canvas required. So students, they don't have any additional account with Unicheck, so they don't need to sign any user agreement on their side. However, it's important that we sign agreement with with every customer, with every institution, and there, of course, we have a clauses that describes intellectual property, that all of the submissions of the students, they're not going to Unicheck, and we will not have any rights to those submissions. Okay. Just a second. No, the original report, if students resubmit a file, and the original report will not be available for teachers or for instructors. I mean, you will be able to see the specific report, the latest report of the student. However, we have the LTI integration with Canvas, which also works for everybody. And with LTI, we use Unicheck functions, Unicheck features, and Unicheck, of course, allows you to see every student attempt of resubmission, and it shows you also all of the similarity reports according to every attempt. Okay, great. So yes, you can choose the shared data with on the consortium level. Maybe it's going to be like on the California State Consortium, or maybe with others, colleges or colleges districts in California. By the way, we have just talked with one other college district in California. the smaller one, but I'm already told them about shared libraries, and they were interested about it. So when I received the yes from them, I'm going to contact you also to share the libraries. So why it's important that we need the written confirmation and the request from every of the customer who want to cross-check library, to share libraries. And we will, of course, sign other agreements, like on the consortium level, or like with every of the customers which libraries we're going to share, just to just to describe all of the policies, and that all of the submissions that were submitted by students from all of the customers from every institution is not going anywhere, it's shared only between the consortium level, and it's not going to share it with anybody else. Okay, so let me log in as a student just to again show you how it works for the students and what they see. So let me use this option, log in as a student. Yes, only institution, the cross-checking libraries, it's available and can be available only on the institution level. So you just need to ask the institution to allow cross-checking libraries. I mean, again, because we do respect the privacy policies of our customers, that's why. That's the only reason. So as a student, I see the same Canvas assignment with all of these things in here, the content, etc., the points, due date, etc. And I have already submitted the file, so I have for submit assignment option, and I have the submission details. In the submission details, if you allow students to see the report, you can see this report. It's also highlighted in the specific color, depends on the plagiarism score, and they can also access it when they click on the report. They see everything. I mean, the same as the instructors see on their side. However, they cannot play around with the report. So it's only in the view mode. It's only in the view mode available for the students. And in the library, I mean, in case there are some in case there is a match with the library sources, we do not show who was the work of the other student that was submitted. So it's also hidden by the security policies from all of the students. So let me just click on the resubmit assignments so you can see. So here is how it looks for the student. If you choose the text entry, you will have another box text entry. If you have enabled Google Drive or OneDrive or else Cloud to your Canvas, you'll also see boxes according to every drive. Then I have chosen only the file upload. So to upload the file, I just choose the file from the computer, or I can add another file. Then I can put some comment as a student. And important, Canvas has designed this pledge that the assignment submission is my own original work. It's the mandatory pledge, so students should accept it before submitting. Without accepting the pledge, they will not be able to submit the file. And this part of the text, it can be customizable, so you just need to request Canvas to customize it, and they will change it for you. Okay, so let me stop acting as a student and see if you have another. Okay, I don't see any other questions in chat. So what other questions do you have? Okay, I see one more. Great. Yeah, so the sensitive content, well, we have two different notifications. The one is for malicious website. In this case, there is the big possibility that there is some phishing, viruses, or something which can damage your personal information or something. And when we're talking about the sensitive content, well, I'm sorry to say, but unfortunately, students, they copy material from some very prohibited websites, sometimes of porn websites, really. And we just warn you not to visit that. And in my case, in my example, it was menshealth.com website, which is not a very good website to visit within the district, right? And we do also like our algorithms, they help us to detect some possible issues on the website. So the first are, yeah, technical things that can damage your data or a student's data or anything. And the other thing is about really sensitive content. You better also not visit those websites. Yeah, great. So any other questions? Okay, I see no questions coming. If you don't mind, can I ask you the question? What you're looking with the plagiarism checker? What you want to see on your site when you use a plagiarism checker? Oh, Katz, I cannot hear you.
I'm muted. We want to make sure that we see the percentage of detections, you know, plagiarized sections. It would be good to see the source. It would be good to, I guess, for faculty to understand where, what Unicheck looks for, you know, like you go out to the internet. If I submitted a paper and then it comes out that there's no plagiarism, if I submit that paper again, will it come back and say it's all plagiarized, the same paper?
No, if you're a student and you submitted the paper with like zero similarities found, it's original paper, and then you resubmit within the same assignment or within the same course, your previous work will be excluded from the report. Like it would be automatically excluded from the report with self-plagiarism exclusion option. However, if other students submit the same paper, which was your first original paper, of course we will show you 100% similarity, and we will refer you to the other student work.
And so the other thing is, can you show us again how faculty would, you know, the students would all submit their papers, like 30 something submissions. And how will the faculty be able to go through all those papers to check for similarities?
Well, when they submit their papers, they submit it, I mean, like not at the same time, but in the same assignment within some limited period of time. And all of the submissions, they're available for teachers in the Canvas assignment. So you can, like, when you want to navigate between student assignments and student papers in the SpeedGrader, you just click on the SpeedGrader and navigate in the bottom here. So this student, which is Carol, has not submitted the assignment yet, but the previous student, which is Jason, has submitted that. If you want to know more about the Canvas functionality, I can just check it with Canvas team because I'm not that good user of Canvas.
And there's another question: if the product search library databases.
Well, yeah. So at Unicheck, we currently do not have any paid subscription databases. So why we do that? I mean, why we don't have that? Because like the paid subscription databases, they charge a lot of money yearly, and as our practice and statistics shows, students usually they copy material from very like the sources which are on the internet already. I mean, there is a lot of material on the internet, and with our search, which is real-time web search, open access databases, we do cover pretty much all of the databases. I mean, a lot of material it's a lot of more material on the online than in the databases. However, a lot of, like, another thing why we do not pay for any databases yet, because a lot of a lot of institutions, they're willing to not share their data of students, of their doctors or of their instructors with the third party who's actually taking the money for that and making the business on that. So a lot of the institutions, they share their data again on the open access, and we do index and we do search with the open access data. Okay, I see another question in the chat. I not quite understand the question. Let me just read it once again. So if the student resubmits a paper that was previously had material that was flagged for plagiarism, okay, and he does not change it. I mean, you're telling if the student first submit the same paper, or if the student is submitting the another paper, but it also has the plagiarism on that?
Sorry. So we often do multiple revisions, right? So say a student submits a paper and it has some plagiarism. And so when they revise it, we've asked them to paraphrase or cite properly or what have you. And they submit it, but they don't change anything. Because they have the original submission, can we still have it rechecked again for plagiarism?
Well, when they were submitting, every time they were submitting the paperwork, it activates the plagiarism framework of Canvas, and Canvas sends us the webhooks with the student paper. So in other words, like every student for submission, it checks for plagiarism. We check it for plagiarism, and I mean, if in case the student submitted the paper, and then he resubmitted the paper, like teachers, if they saw the first report, they will be able to see another report. If they didn't see the first report, only the last report will be available for the teachers. Or maybe I just didn't get the question right. Does it?
Sorry. Okay, so I thought my understanding from a previous question was when a student submits a paper, and of course the second time, we don't want that second submission to think that they plagiarized themselves, right? You said there's a self-plagiarism option, right?
Yes.
But say that first paper has material that was plagiarized, we've asked them to revise it, and then they submit the revision, but they didn't change that. Because all of that plagiarized stuff is in that first version, is there still a way to have them resubmit and not flag their original stuff as plagiarized against themselves, but if they've included that stuff from the first one, that'll still show up again as plagiarized?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, guys, that I did not get the question right from. It was a very easy question, right? Yes. So
it's a little complicated if you don't have to do the multiple revisions.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, we will detect and show you all of the similarity, and of course, if in case student did not change the plagiarized part in the second resubmission, we will go into detect it. However, we will not warn you that. Please note the same material was in the previous work, so we're not doing that. However, we show you all of the plagiarism report, all of the sources. Maybe we're going to find even more sources. Because on that time, a lot of new internet sources coming and new websites are coming, so usually it's like that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So if you don't mind, if I just have a couple of more minutes, I'd like to show you the LTI integration. I know that LTI integration was used like previously by you from with the Turnitin, and from Unicheck, just a little bit like other type of integration. We have the other functions. And the most valuable function, which is used also a lot of by our customers, is student self-check option. So in the settings for instructors, every instructor can allow students pre-check their papers in the LTI assignment before they go with the final submission. And also you can choose how many pre-checks you would like to allow. I thought to show you that because, again, a lot of our customers who mostly using native integration, sometimes some of their instructors, they require pre-check option. So you will have a chance and you'll be able to integrate LTI or native integration for every assignment. So you will be able to choose it. And what is great about the pre-check option of Unicheck, well, when student choose pre-check and he submits files in the drafts, we do not show him any matched material, any matched similarity results with library. So he can only see the matched material with the internet. Why we did that? Because if student want to cheat and he submits the paperwork of his classmate or groupmate, it's going to be invisible for student when he go to final, but it's going to be visible for instructors. So if you want to cheat, just go ahead and cheat. We will not show you that on the pre-check, but instructors will detect.
Okay.
LTI, I mean, yeah, so there are different ways to integrate in learning management systems like Canvas, and Unicheck provides both types of integration. So LTI, it's Learning Tool Interoperability. It's the standard which is provided by IMS Global. This kind of LTI integration, it's really standard protocol. Almost every LMS system allows any tool, any third-party tool like plagiarism checker to integrate through LTI. When you use LTI in Canvas, you use it as external tool. So I see another question. Yes. So the LTI is the it's the tool, it's external tool. Let me just go back to the assignments and actually show you how to enable it. So when you want to integrate Unicheck on the LTI level, you just choose submission type external tool and choose the URL. In my case, it's of course already integrated, Unicheck. So, and you see the submission type external tool. It means that students, they're going to not submit paper into the Canvas. They're going to submit paper directly to Unicheck, to the external tool. And on our side, okay, I see one more question. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so it's pretty different from Canvas, a native integration of Unicheck, because it's external tool and you see all of the native Unicheck features and you use Unicheck features instead of Canvas. So like rubrics or pre-reviews, it's not going to be available with the LTI. However, LTI provides with some of cool features, and one of them is pre-check option. So when you choose Unicheck, you will be able again to use both integrations. And in case sometimes you require to use LTI for the pre-check, you can enable it for some specific assignments if needed. And moreover, I mean, you can choose one type of integration for one assignment. So if you want to enable LTI in the one assignment, of course it's possible, and native in the other assignment, that's fine also. Another thing that I'd like to point out is with Unicheck subscription, we allow to invite instructors into the Unicheck account. It's my test Unicheck account. So that sometimes it's again required to check papers outside of Canvas. For instance, when students, they sending the paperwork to instructors over the email or else or on the flash drive, etc. So those instructors, they will have an option to log into the Unicheck account and check the papers of the students outside of Canvas. And all of those submissions using Unicheck and Unicheck and Canvas or Unicheck account, all of those submissions of students and instructors, it will be contained in your private database. So we will show you all of the similarity results with all of the library matches, despite the fact whether you're using Unicheck in Canvas or Unicheck standalone. So pretty much that. Well, if you don't have any other questions, just I would like to mention and show you our online help center. So in the online help center, you can find like integrations with the LMS guides and Unicheck report guides. So with the new report, we of course have designed some privacy settings that can be adjusted on the admin level. And in the privacy settings, you can like enable or disable instructors to see some metadata about students' works, about the students whose works were matched with library. For instance, if you have a very strict privacy policies, you can hide everything from every instructor. So if an instructor finds the match with the library, with other student, all of the data about the student will be hidden. And like you can just show or hide some specific names or the ID or the email or etc. for the similarity report. That's the guide for an administrator, and we allow you to share our step-by-step guides for administrator to integrate Canvas. It has also instructor's guide and student's guide if required. I mean, a lot of institutions, when they are adopting something new like Unicheck, they post some material on their website, mostly on the Canvas page, intro page. So if you need everybody to have access to the Unicheck Online Help Center, you can just post the link on your site, and everybody, when they log into Canvas, will see that there is something new, and they can find the material. And, yeah.
Olena, so if I wanted to, we have sub-accounts for each one of our 4 colleges, institutions. And so if I wanted to give, say, city, college, a report on how many students cheated or who submitted the papers and how many had 50% or more plagiarized material, would that be a possible report to do for the sites?
Pretty much, yes. I mean, we do provide with the standard basic reporting. It's available in here in the Unicheck account. So you can see some basic about how many documents checked, how many active students, and how many instructors on the account. Also, it shows you the share of similarity with originality. So in my case, there was, very active, right? 1 document checked, and the 100% of this document was similar with the web. Also, you have a chance to see how many original documents, how many documents from, like, was the similarity with library and with both library and web. Also, we show you this kind of graphics where you can see, like, for some specific period of time, for the last months, you can see the distribution of similarity rate. So in my case, there was a 100% very unoriginal file. And I see that, this shows that everything is bad and I better do something. And also, there is the dynamics that you can track. And in my case, till this date, I have submitted only 1 file with the 100% similarity, and it's also bad, right? I should do something. And you can choose specific period of time. Besides that, we can provide you with custom statistics that can be pulled out by our developer teams. So everything that you'd like. Usually we are requested for the following report. We are requested to show the report, for instance, for every month. How many submissions were submitted and the average similarity of those submissions, etc. And our developers, they pulling out this data from your account, and we can provide you with that.
So will the instructors be able to see the statistics for their course, their particular course?
It's not available for instructors, especially on the course level, because I mean, this kind of statistics, it shows overall statistics. However, we want the super administrators accounts. It's on our roadmap. We want to design the statistic module to track the dynamics of similarity percentage for every instructor separately. So it's going to be designed, that's for sure, but not at this time. Okay. If you want to, usually it's required to have a statistics by faculties to see what is the success of every faculty. And I'm positive that we will be able to provide you with those if you require.
Okay, thank you.
I see another. Okay.
Do we have any other questions? We are a little bit beyond our time here. So if not, thank you so much, Elena, for taking the time to give us this demo. And I think you had mentioned something about if we should subscribe to this, to Unicheck, that there's training that you do for.
That's correct. Yes, thank you, Kaz, that you mentioned on that. Yes, so with Unicheck, we also provide full success, full success for our customers. So onboarding sessions are included into the subscription. So we do not limit onboarding sessions. It's like the same training sessions, but for teachers, for instructors. We can do as many training sessions as required for as many faculties as required, and we can prepare some material to share with teachers afterwards. I mean, again, you're not limited in terms of the onboarding sessions, and you have with enterprise subscription, the pilot for this year, you have the premium support that we can provide. So everything is included. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, we're going to continue a little bit longer for our meeting, but thank you so much, Elena. You can log out for us. Thank you so much for taking the time. What time is there? Is it there
11 p.m.
Yeah, so you can go to bed now.
Oh, thanks. Well, it was a big pleasure for me. Thank you, everybody. I really hope it was helpful, and I'm sorry for my accent if it was
no problem. So you need to unshare your screen.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just stopping the share, and I'm going to leave the meeting. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Alina.
Bye.